Hey guys, this is your girl Phoenix. I am back again, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about side effects with medications. So, as I told you in my previous video, I take like a lot of medications right now. Most of the pills are doubled, and that's why I take so many. But I want to get into the ones that actually cause me side effects, what I do about them, etc. So the first medication that I take every day, and I kind of have to take every day, is Lasix. For those of you who have heart failure, any kind of heart failure or heart disease, they generally prescribe you Lasix. And Lasix is a diuretic. It will not only make you urinate every day, every minute of your life, but it also severely dehydrates you. You have to be very careful. When you're a heart failure patient, you really have to pay attention to your liquids so your body doesn't flood out. Like, it's just not working properly. So for me, I'm allowed to have 2 liters of fluid a day. That's combined fluid in my food, what I'm drinking, whatever. Anything above that, I run the risk of flooding. So I take my Lasix, 20 milligrams twice a day, and for the 6-hour window of you taking that medication, you will be in the restroom. If I just think about peeing or somebody peeing, then I'll have to pee. That's how bad it is. But you have to take it because otherwise you will slowly build up fluid. Some people are faster than others, but I quickly build up fluid if I don't take my Lasix. And you have to make sure you stay within 2 or 3 pounds because it will sneak up on you. You'll have one night where you'll go to bed and you'll be one weight, and you'll wake up in the morning and you're like 5 pounds heavier, all because of water that's stuck in your body. So you got to take the Lasix. In which case, I generally don't do large drinks at a time. To kind of combat that, I pretty much sip throughout the day. When I'm no longer thirsty, I immediately stop drinking, even though sometimes I'm like, I want this whole bottle of water. But I know that's 16 whole ounces, and that 16 ounces has to go somewhere. And yeah, so make sure you take your Lasix. The other medication that I have a good amount of side effects from, or at least I had, was Lexapro. I got, pretty depressed after going through all this stuff, and, my anxiety had skyrocketed. So I was taking Lexapro. I actually take the generic. It's called like Alazapram or something like that, but it works exactly the same way. So the main side effect you're going to have with this, and it's really a 50-50 thing, but the numbers are that high, it's a 50-50 thing, is a sexual side effect. So for me, it literally removed any desire for sexuality that I had, and if I did have sex, getting an orgasm was just not going to happen. Like, it was literally like a wall that was up that was like, not happening. So anyway, for me, I spoke with my doctor about it. She recommended Trentilix, which I tried, but I really didn't like the Trentilix. I felt like instead of keeping me from being anxious, which the Lexapro does, the Trentilix kind of put me in a less anxious mood, which I didn't like. I still wanted to be me. I didn't want to feel like I was taking something that was going to alter who I was. Excuse me. So I went back to the Lexapro, and I literally forced myself to get past that roadblock. I know a lot of people who have this issue, and all I can tell you is you have to force it. Like, you have to remember that it's supposed to be a pleasurable thing. You have to want to have sex again. If you don't, or if it's not important to you, guess what? It will go by the wayside, and you won't even realize how much time has gone by since you've had sex. Now, if you're a person where sex is important to you, then I advise you to get to know yourself, and get to know yourself until you are able to get those feelings that you're used to having. And it's something you literally have to work through. Like, I worked through it with my partner in my relationship. And, you know, it took a little while, but it was definitely worth it. And now I definitely have a normal sex life again, for anybody, whether cardiac patient or whatever. But it's something that you definitely have to work through. Now, the next medication I want to talk about is Entresto. Entresto, I feel like, is just a miracle drug for anybody that has heart disease, congestive heart failure, anything like that. Like, it combines two of the strongest medications together that have been positive for heart failure. They combine those bad boys together, and when I tell you that my EF went from 20% to 35% within a matter of 2 months of taking Entresto, it was just amazing. And I've continued to feel better and better. I'm far from, being how I used to be. I can't do all those activities, but I have been able to walk more than I used to, get further than I used to, without needing to pause. And like, that's a really big deal for me, because at one point I was literally in one of those carts. If I wanted to go through the supermarket, I had to use a mechanical cart because it was just so winding to go down the aisles of a supermarket. It was tough. So Entresto definitely helped to get me back my mobility and my dignity and everything else, which is great. However, it does lower your blood pressure. I have had fainting spells with Entresto, and sometimes it's literally like, when I go to get up, if I get up too fast. But I've had times where I was seated and I was relaxed, did something, and bam, I'm on the floor. So it's definitely something to look out for. I didn't have heart issues or blood pressure issues or sugar issues or anything prior to my blood clots, which caused me to have congestive heart failure. So with that being said, I take a lot of medications that I need to maintain my devices that lower blood pressure. But considering my blood pressure is not high, it sometimes dips it down too low. Now, I didn't have those issues with Entresto until I started kind of having to take all my medications at one time. And Entresto is designed for you to take one pill twice a day. But my doctor said, due to some side effects with another medication we're going to talk about in a second, I have to basically swallow down 12 pills at one time in my day, which definitely causes my blood pressure to drop down. So just something to keep in mind and pay attention to if you're taking Entresto. Otherwise, I've had nothing but fantastic experiences. I've also heard that it can cause you to have some liver damage. So if you're a person who was a heavy drinker or who still drinks or, has some kind of liver damage already, you will probably experience those side effects a lot quicker than somebody who hasn't. But as for me, haven't experienced, anything weird with my liver so far. So the last medication that I want to talk about out of my 12 medications that causes me the most side effects would be Coumadin / warfarin. Now, warfarin is a blood thinning drug, which I have to take because I had so many blood clots out of the blue, and I will actually have to take this drug for life, which is not fun. So with the warfarin, pretty much a week after I started taking it, I noticed that I was having very violent nausea and vomiting. And it would be to the extent where I would vomit until I was completely empty. I would break out in hives. Like, it was bad. Now, mind you, I have been diagnosed for almost 2 years now. So this is something that I literally have gone through every day for 2 years. and they can't figure out why it happens. They said they haven't really run across any other cases that are like this. So I don't know if my blood is just like, look, I don't want to be thin. I don't know. All I know is it's miserable. I was a dental assistant for years. It was definitely my passion. And so I know what it does to your teeth to constantly have stomach acid, you know, in your teeth, which is awful. And it pops up just out of the blue. Like I'll be out doing something, la 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 la, having a good time. So to combat that, I've been taking Odenzatron, which is a fast melting tablet they give to pregnant women, people who go through chemotherapy and have cancer, anybody that has severe bouts of nausea but really needs to keep it inside. So they give me those. They're definitely not 100%, but I would say around 70% of the time, you know, I'll be able to stop a vomit epidemic with that, which is really, really rough. Like, nobody wants to live that way. I've also experienced hair loss. My hair has thinned considerably since I started taking the Coumadin, and it seems like the higher my dosage is, the worse the effects are. So I've pretty much tried to slow down on my vitamin K, which is a clotting agent. It's also in a lot of green leafy vegetables. So I've had to like cut my servings down just so that I don't have to take as much medication because it makes me extremely sick. I feel like I would be able to do way more in my day if I could get past this roadblock. But at this point, all we can kind of do is put a bandage on it. And the Odenzatron also has a side effect of giving you headaches and constipation. So it's like, you know, an endless cycle of at some point being uncomfortable. I mean, it's better than death, obviously, but who wants to be uncomfortable like that? So I kind of just wanted to update you guys on basically, like, you know, what a day in the life is, you know, about my side effects. I take a lot of other medications that, you know, for the most part, I haven't had any adverse reactions. I mean, I'll keep posted on that, but so far I've been blessed and I haven't had any adverse reactions. Definitely comment below and let me know if you guys are on any of these medications and have had any of these similar side effects, or if you have any questions about it or whatever. I know a lot of them cause similar side effects, so some of what I'm experiencing could be piled on from multiple medications, but I know for a fact, you know, based on not having these symptoms until I took these medications, or having to stop these medications for some reason and losing, you know, those symptoms, and then they resume again once I take the medication. So I'm pretty sure that all of these are what's causing my exact symptoms. But you guys, keep me posted. Let me know. I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what more you'd like to know about this illness. It's definitely a day-by-day thing. Like, since I'm the only recorded case like me, I really don't have a point of reference. So I'm literally learning as I go along. And I'd love for you guys to join the journey, learn with me. So yeah, thumbs me up, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys have a great day. Be blessed. Bye.